Hey everyone, I'm Steve from GamersNexus.net, and we are here for our final tour of day 2 of PAX, checking out Roller Coaster Tycoon World. And I'm joined by Matt Lebunka from Atari,
Yes.
the executive or one of the executive producers on the game. So for a quick overview, those who are unfamiliar with Roller Coaster Tycoon or who haven't seen it in a while, can you give us a rundown of what the game is?
Sure. So Roller Coaster Tycoon World is a next generation simulation theme park building game, right? So you're going to be in this game. You're going to build this amazing theme park with tons of different rides and roller coasters. And then we throw this really cool simulation layer on top of that where you're worried about things like the ride finances and the stats of your peeps, and you're worried about the guest happiness and stuff like that. So it's really sort of a full package of running a realistic, cool, fun theme park.
And today we just looked at the sandbox mode, which is more freeform. So in terms of ride support, what are the plans for different types of rides? How many of those rides?
Sure. So the game has over 30 flat rides. Those are just the sort of the typical pre-built rides. Those fall into 3 categories of junior rides, thrill rides, and family rides, like as you would expect in a real theme park. And then we've also got over 10 different, or we have 10 different kinds of coasters built off of 4 track types. So when we did our research for the game, we realized that a lot of different coasters really have only certain types of tracks, and that's how you get the different coasters in this game. We have steel, wooden, hanging, and launch coasters. So that's a little bit of what you'll see when you're playing Roller Coaster Tycoon.
You were talking about doing research for the game. Did research involve going to theme parks?
Of course, you can't build a roller coaster game without actually visiting a couple of theme parks yourself. Our design team has been out to them a bunch. Our art team gets inspired by real rides out there. You're not going to find any of them in this game, but you're going to get the feeling that what you see in this game could actually exist in real life. We think that's a really fun and exciting take on it, and it gives players that feeling that what they're doing really matters, and that it's realistic and it's fun and it's roller coaster.
One of the bigger items we were talking about was modding support. So this is not something I remember being supported in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal with World's support of modding?
Yeah, so we saw what was happening with our community over the last 10 years or more. We really wanted to make sure that we built a game that lasts for just a number of years, right? And we want to be able to support those content creators out there that have already existed, even though we've never actually had official modding support in the game. Now we're fully embracing it. We have Steam Workshop natively integrated into the game, as you saw. We think we've made it really accessible to everyone, as well as powerful, more powerful than ever before, right? We've made sure that we support the Unity editor, the free editor. That's how we're going to allow players to import models into the game. And anyone with any 3D graphics program that's supported by Unity will be able to create stuff for the game. So we're really excited to see what players are going to make.
Very cool. So that's all through Steam Workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the cooler things we saw in the demo was that you can basically just go straight into Unity, like you're saying.
Sure.
Edit existing models. So if you're unfamiliar with any kind of modeling or graphics experience, you can kind of play around with the existing item. So scenery, you mentioned, that was one of the other things we were talking about. With scenery in the older games, you could place Western style stuff or other different types of aesthetics, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't really impact a whole lot in terms of the function of the game, but it sounds like it does for World. What's the deal with that?
Yes, it's a great point. So we've wanted to make sure that the simulation in this game has become smarter, right? Because it's not just about building stuff, it's about how the game responds to what you're doing. So we noticed a lot of players loved making themed areas of their parks, right? That's, of course, a huge part of the franchise. And then if you ever visit a real theme park, you'll notice they build out family areas. They build out Western areas or sci-fi sections. You're going to have peeps that like adventure rides or Western rides, and they're going to be attracted to rides because they notice that it's themed in a certain way. And over time, your game will adapt to that, and you'll start to attract more of those kinds of people. So it starts to feel like this realistic ebb and flow of people inside your theme park.
For the closing things here, we need some kind of release target. Is there a tentative release or price point or anything like that yet?
Sure. So we have announced that it's going to be a Q4 2015 release. I do not believe we've announced the price point at this point, but you should stay tuned. Actually, in the very near term, we'll be talking about pre-orders and things like that. So you can check it out for more news on rollercoastertycoon.com.
Sounds good. So, of course, full coverage in the link in the description below, as always. And we're looking forward to looking at the campaign mode at some point, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because we just did the freeform stuff today. So that is Roller Coaster Tycoon World, Day 2 of PAX. Got more coverage tomorrow, and I will see you all next time.